Welcome all, folks. We will get closer. We'll get the actual pregame a lot closer to game time, as the varsity warm-ups are about to start here in a minute or so. The JV Kaukauna team getting the win. We'll do the pregame around the 3 minutes left in warm-ups, but to start us off tonight, we'll have an interview with Jason Zaleski interviewing Kaukauna head coach Bowers for a midseason update on the team, and we'll play that video right now.
Welcome to Coach on the Couch. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski, sponsored today by Fleet Farm. Get $5 off your next purchase at Fleet Farm. Learn how at fleetfarm.com. Here with Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts head boys basketball coach Ryan Bowers. Coach, welcome to the show. First, just educate our audience. How many years have you been coaching basketball? And then what makes you want to be a basketball coach?
Well, this is my first year as a head coach. Prior to that, 11 years as varsity head assistant for Coach Shallow. And then prior to those 11 years, I was also a JV coach, a freshman coach in the program, and then did some time at 17.
Apologies, folks. We will do the interview with Coach Bowers when the actual warm-up clock starts. We're going to have a pregame presentation here. It is Coach Mike Shallow night here at Kaukauna High School, 30 years. The head coach of the boys basketball program here. He's being honored this evening. It's also the 10-year reunion of Kaukauna's first state championship team under Coach Shallow back in 2016. So we're going to have a pregame ceremony. You can see just out of frame, the Kaukauna team lining up along the right baseline. You got the JV team on the Kaukauna bench. You got the two presentations at mid-court here, I believe, for Coach Shallow. So we'll keep it focused on the floor for the presentation, and then once the actual buzzer goes for the warm-up for Kaukauna versus North, that's when we'll play the Coach Bowers interview.
Coach Shallow came to Kaukauna in the summer of 1995 when the school hired some guy from Illinois to be our coach. Before that, our baseline with basketball was mostly losing, and we even had a winless season. There were some very tough years. Back then, having a winning record was a dream. Making it to state, out of the question. Winning a state championship, that was silly talk. There have been so many memories since 1995, however. We became winners in your first year, going 12-10 and winning the FBA the next year for the first conference title since 1941. Now I expect we have a chance to win every game we play, no matter who we play. After coaching in Kaukauna for 30 years, 38 overall, and being a member of a basketball team for 51 years, it was time for you to hang it up as a teacher and coach at KHS last spring after 728 games. Along the way, there were many records and stats. 2 state championships, 1 state runner-up finish, 4 state appearances, 7 Elite 8 appearances, 4 sectional championships, 13 Sweet 16 appearances, 17 regional championships, 6 conference championships, 482 wins, 246 losses, 66% winning percentage, and more than 100 different t-shirts. Some tremendous players have come through Kaukauna, including FBA Players of the Year Alex Wellhouse, Jake Shallow, Jason Miller, Riley Vanderweist, and Jordan McCabe. And there might be another one standing on the baseline tonight wearing number 5. We also had a Mr. Basketball, Jordan McCabe. Kaukauna became known throughout the state as a basketball school, and I'm proud we're known for several of the state championship sports as well. We can't name anything for you tonight, but I think everyone who's gone through the school knows how protective you were of this wood floor in this gym. So it will always be your court, and hopefully someday we'll have your name placed on it. I could talk for hours, but I have to save room for your speech. But first, we have two gifts for you. You can take one home, and the other will stay here forever. Thank you, Coach Shallow. Here's Coach Shallow.
Thank you, Brian. I'm truly honored as I stand here, very proud tonight to be in front of you and greatly appreciate my time, 30 years here at Kaukauna High School, living in this district. Tonight, we're going to be short. Brian said that we've got a game to play tonight, so I'll keep it a little bit shorter. So I have a starting five that I wanted to mention. First of all, family. My wife Dawn, sons Jake and Kyle, their family. The first thing is, in order to do this for 38 years, 30 years here at Kaukauna, you need the support at home, and my family's been tremendous over all that time in supporting me to be able to do something that I love. The second thing is Brian Repke and the Hoops Club. The support that we've had as a booster club is second to none in terms of the things that we're able to do and the things that the program's able to have. It's very special, and very happy and proud to be a part of that. Third thing is Kaukauna School District and administration. They've allowed me during that 30 years to grow in the profession and gave me the support that I needed and helped me along the way so that we could be successful. Fourth would be the players. And that is 139 players that graduated, that played 4 years of high school basketball. Also, the current players that are standing here on the sideline and baseline right now. The great memories that I have both on and off the court is tremendous, and things that I'll never ever forget. And then last, I'd like to mention is our coaching staff. And though that changed, we've had a lot of stability in our coaches and coaching staff through the 30 years. I'm very proud of that and the journey that all of us were able to go on. And certainly very proud in that we have all former players right now in our coaching staff. And that means a lot to me in terms of who they are, what they represent, where they started and where they are right now. So that was my starting five for tonight. In closing, the game of basketball has been so good to me. And I'm very thankful for all the memories and the relationships that were built and grown because of a round ball. Because of a round basketball, we were able to do so many things and so many great memories together. For as sad and as hard as it's been in the last 8 to 10 months to see it come to an end, I am so grateful and blessed that I've experienced it, been a part of it, and certainly will never forget it. Thank you, Kaukauna basketball, family, friends. It's a great day to be a Ghost.
pregame celebration wrapping up there for Coach Shallow. We'll definitely have more on his tenure, legendary coaching career at Kaukauna throughout the game. But as we get set for the varsity warm-ups, now we will send it to the interview with Jason Zaleski, talking with Kaukauna's new head coach this season, Ryan Bowers, who is off to a sterling 10-0 start, and he'll give us a mid-season update with our own Jason Zaleski, coach on a couch.
Welcome to Coach on the Couch. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski, sponsored today by Fleet Farm. Get $5 off your next purchase at Fleet Farm. Learn how at fleetfarm.com. Here with Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts head boys basketball coach Ryan Bowers. Coach, welcome to the show. First, just educate our audience. How many years have you been coaching basketball? And then what makes you want to be a basketball coach?
Well, this is my first year as a head coach. Prior to that, 11 years as varsity head assistant, our coach Shallow. And then prior to those 11 years, I was also a JV coach, a freshman coach in the program, and then did some time at 7th, 8th grade just out of college, coaching some of our hoops club teams back in the day as well. So been doing it for quite some time.
And a former Galloping Ghost yourself. So let's just start there. Just reflect on your playing days and how that has led to your current state as the head coach at Kaukauna.
Yeah, Coach Shallow came over when I was in 7th grade. And so when he came over, got to know him a little bit through summer camps, all that stuff. And he put a chip on the shoulder for me and a love for the game, inside me burning. And so from that point on, having played for him and seeing him as a teacher and coach is something that helped me aspire to be where I am right now. And so I'm very grateful for that.
Your Galloping Ghosts this year have galloped off to a 10-0 start. So let's just start with that. What in the world is going on in Kaukauna? 10 up, 10 down so far.
Well, the reality is it's nice to have guys that can play the game at a high level. And we're very fortunate to have Andrew Jensen, obviously going to DePaul, and he can do a lot of things and make us look better at times when maybe things aren't going so well, which is always great to have. And then to go with Andrew, we've got Jonah Rourke, another solid senior 4-year varsity guy, and those two being our captains have done a really good job in getting this group to come together and play as well as they're playing right now.
Took a look at your scores, a lot of double-digit wins, some 20-point-plus wins, and there's one, though, that sticks out. It was Neenah recently over in Neenah. Took some last-second magic from one of those players you mentioned, Tyler Schwabach, to had an and one with 4 or 5 seconds left to beat Neenah. What about Neenah made that one, at least on the score sheet, look different than the rest of them?
Well, I think Coach Ravis does a really good job. They've got a strong tradition in terms of basketball and what they do and expectation. They've got some really good players over there. They got a strong junior class, go with some solid senior play. And playing on the road in the FVA is never easy, especially against a really well-coached as Neenah is.
Maybe let us into some of what the formula has been this year. So I'll start with a question like this. When things are going well, and obviously they have, what is it? What's that one thing that is going well that makes everything else kind of fall into place this year?
Well, I think it starts with Andrew Jensen, your best player. When your best player is willing to allow the game to come to him, he's not looking to get his. He's always making the right play, and then it bleeds into the rest of the guys that way. They're willing to play for each other. So it's kind of like a pick your poison from game to game. Andrew's had games where he's only scored, in the mid-teens, upper double digits, somewhere in there. And there's games where he's gone off for 30 and upper 20s. And it's just our team is allowing each other to play their role, play their strengths, and play together with that.
Home game tonight against Oshkosh North, January 16th. The last time you were at home, December 13th. So it's been a while. Tell us about the stretch you've had on the road, a neutral site over at Concordia. Tell us about this last month.
The last month's been great, and those road games allow our guys to be with each other away from the floor a little bit more than maybe they would be if we're at home and just at practice and run around town that way. So guys being able to hang out with each other, get to know each other better is always a good thing. The fact that we've found some success on the road playing our opponents, hostile environments, things like that, bringing the group together has been always a pleasurable thing for the group. And so we're really excited about being at home for the first time in just a little bit over a month and excited to play against Oshkosh North here tonight.
You've got 4 in double figures offensively scoring on the season. You mentioned Andrew Jensen, 19 points a game. Andrew Rarick, 14 points per game. Tyler Schwalbach had that big one over at Nina, 13 points per game, and then Drew Bowers, freshman, 11 points per game. What about that quartet that's able to score like that? How has that happened this year?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the willingness to share the ball and make the right play, and you never know whose night it's going to be, and guys taking advantage of their role and playing, and starring in their role that way. We have 4 right now, just after the Hortonville game. But to be honest, we've had 5 guys in doubles. I know Josh Carl just dropped just below 10 recently, so we've had 5 guys consistently in double figures. And that's been really solid. So picking your poison again. How do you want to guard? With Andrew and in the perimeter playing the shooting from the 3.
Talking to Kaukauna head boys basketball coach Ryan Bowers. Coach, I like that how you pick up the other guy too. That just was under my radar. I like how you do that and pitch in for those guys. Let's kind of talk about where things are now. And I know coaches, and you're probably going to want to give me some coach speak on this, and that's fine. You come in the Bound Wisconsin Zaleski Sports Media Poll this week as the number 2 team in Division 1. Our seed math at Zaleski Sports is out. You're the number 1 team in your section. What's it going to take for your team to continue this level of play now for what really is the second half of the year coming up?
Yeah, I mean, we got 14 more games left, so we've only played 10 games. It's like we said to our guys, at the end of the day, we really haven't accomplished anything yet. The mindset of this group's been really solid in regards to let's just be as good as we can today. So we practiced already earlier this morning, and so can we just make today's practice the best it can be? And then if we continue to do that day in and day out, hopefully we have ourselves in position to be the best team that we can be come tournament time.
Now, again, you're unbeatable, 10 games, 10 wins. You've been unbeatable so far this year. I know in the back of your mind, you probably don't think that that is a correct statement, that you're unbeatable. So what's the one thing that needs to improve in the short term, say in the next week? What's the one thing that you really want to see some movement on from your guys?
Just to tighten up, things defensively in terms of our philosophy and what we want to do there. And then obviously in some of those tighter games that we've had and some of the actions that we run, making sure that we stay clean with those things as well. And guys have been doing that. We've locked in here pretty good the last couple of days of practice, which has been good to see. And just for guys to continue to push each other to be the best that they can be and to have each other's backs and kind of have that brotherhood that we talk about.
Let's move into tonight's game. Oshkosh North comes to town, having a pretty good season, really. And like you mentioned before, a conference opponent. I want to first give you a chance to advertise to your fans. I don't think you'll need much of an advertisement, but advertise to the folks around town that they need to come up and fill in the gym here tonight.
No, yeah, we need their support big time. I mean, Oshkosh North's coming to town, and record-wise, they've got a few losses, but when you really look at that team, 3 of their losses are, possession games. They're right there, and they could very easily be 10-1 right now. And our guys are aware of that. That's a well-coached team and another really good, strong tradition program. And so this will be a big one for our group tonight. It'll be a great test, and we're excited for the opportunity.
Let's kind of fast forward, say 5-6 minutes into the game tonight. Regardless of what it says on the scoreboard, how do folks in the gym know that things are going according to coach's plan tonight?
We're taking care of the ball. First thing is, I know Oshkosh does a really good job of turning teams over and trying to score off of turnovers and transition. So if we can make them have to score through 5, would be a really good thing. And then at the end of the day, when we get the ball offensively, can we be efficient with it and be able to get great looks at the rim?
And then tell us about free throw shooting for your team this year and what you're expecting out of them tonight from the free throw line.
Yeah, I mean, Oshkosh North is going to mix some things up on us tonight. They're gonna play man. They're going to play a matchup type zone look. They're going to play some 1-3-1, and typically when teams play zone, you get to the line a little bit less if you don't attack it the right way. And then if they're in the man, can we get some of those paint touches and maybe some kickouts or finding Andrew inside would be helpful. And then attacking the rim, paint touches, those lead to free throw attempts. And typically, if you can win the free throw line, you're putting yourself in a position to win the basketball game.
And then just tell us about Andrew's abilities. Obviously, the defense is going to key on him. Tell us about his abilities to distribute the ball from inside, find that open shooter.
Yeah, we have the ability to put 4 shooters around Andrew, which is really helpful, and he's aware of that. And his he's so unselfish and he's such a great player and he's willing to make the right play all the time. Sometimes he does it too much. We like him to, hey, settle in there a little bit. Maybe you can still go make a play yourself. But he's very good checking top shoulder, reading backside, how they're rotating on help, and finding that open player. And it's paid dividends so far this year.
It's Kaukauna hosting Oshkosh North. Tip-up coming up soon on Zaleski Sports. Coach, good luck tonight and the rest of the year.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for covering us.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Sign up for Fleet Rewards for exclusive offers and deals. Earn points every time you shop. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Plus, earn rewards even faster with the Fleet Rewards credit card. Get 4 times the points every time you use your Fleet Rewards credit card. Start shopping and start saving even more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome back inside the Kaukauna Fieldhouse. My name is Gunnar Zipper, joined by Logan Vandehei on the production side of tonight's FVA contest between the conference leaders, the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts, with a conference record of 7-0, 10-0 overall. One of the top teams in Division I in the state, taking on the Oshkosh North Spartans. The Spartans come in at 7-4 overall, 5-3 in conference play, which puts them at 5th out of 10. But don't let their record fool you. In all 3 games that the Spartans lost in conference play this year, they very well could have won those games. They have lost to Kimberly, Appleton North, and Neenah, and had chances to win all those games. So if they if things break a different way, they could have been sitting tied with Kaukauna. This will be North's final game of the first time through the FVA, whereas Kaukauna's got one more team they haven't played yet in the Oshkosh West Wildcats. Kaukauna, number 2 in our Bound Zaleski polls, 10-0 on the year. In the first year of Coach Ryan Bauer's tenure at the head of the program. Of course, if you joined us earlier in the pregame, celebrating Coach Mike Shallow's 30 years he coached here in Kaukauna. 2 state titles, 4 state appearances, 6 FVA championships, and Coach Bowers has gotten off to a great start in succeeding the legendary Coach Shallow. He's 10-0 in his first year, a 2001 Kaukauna high school graduate. When he was a senior, they made their first state appearance in 2001. They didn't end up making it to the state championship game that year, but he was on the staff when they won their state championships in 2016 and 2018. Coach Bowers played briefly at UWO, but he eventually decided to move on from playing because he knew he wanted to get into the coaching profession. 22 straight winning seasons to end Coach Shallow's career, and looks like the program is well on their way to their 23rd straight winning season, and Coach Bowers will probably have his first. On the other side for the Spartans, it's Coach Brad Weber in his 9th year. Last year, the Spartans made it all the way to the state semifinals, going on a deep postseason run despite being a 7 seed. The team started a bit slow. They were 7-8 in the middle of January last year, but then they went 9-2 in their final 11 regular season games, which included that run all the way to state, where they fell to eventual champion Wisconsin Lutheran in a classic in the state semifinal. They were down 10 at the half and were able to rally, but ultimately Wisconsin Lutheran won that one and eventually won the gold ball. But for Coach Weber, Xavier Mitchell, Mr. Basketball, now at Iowa State, and it's a bit of a new look for his team with Bryce Ott leading the squad. And on the other side for Kaukauna, you've got the DePaul commit, Andrew Jensen, one of the top players in the state. It'll be great to see those two players battle it out tonight. Lots of shooters on both sides, including Coach Bowers' son, the freshman Drew Bowers, who's attempted nothing but three-pointers this year. Won't be seeing him shoot from inside the arc. And on the other side, for Oshkosh North, you've got Jackson Anderson and Brady Anderson, their two most premier three-point shooters. We've got the final buzzer, and we will send it to our public address announcer, Spike Leash.
Our very own Kaukauna Galloping Goat. We are pleased to welcome tonight our guests tonight, players, coaches, and fans from Oshkosh North High School. Tonight's game can be viewed online at Kaukauna's public fan page with commentary by Craig Bone or at ZaleskiSports.com. The WIAA and most schools represented here tonight require good sportsmanship and education-based sporting events. Attendance at these events is a privilege, with the exception to exhibit positive and respectful behaviors at all times. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating the high standards of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. Thank you for attending tonight's matchup. Please enjoy the game as we support our student athletes, officials, and coaches. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, to honor our country and those fighting to defend our freedom, we ask you please stand if you're able, remove your headwear, and face the flag as Kaukauna VFW Electric City Post 3319 presents the nation's colors as we play our national anthem.
What? Oh, did I? I was trying to make it quieter in my headset. Oh, right here. Thank you to VFW Post 3319 for presenting the colors, and once again we'll throw it down to Spike Leash for the Kaukauna starting lineup.
Number 0 is 6'3" sophomore Tyler Schwarba. Number 2 is 6'3" junior Josh Garrett. And number 3 is 6'10" senior Andrew Johnson. Number 13 is 6'6" junior Jonah Rowan. And number 23 is 6'1" freshman Drew Bowers.
For the Ghosts, you got one member of every class. You got the freshman Drew Bowers, number 23, the sophomore, number 0, Tyler Schwalbach, the junior, number 2, Josh Carl, along with 2 seniors, Andrew Jensen, number 5, and Jonah Rohrig, number 13. On the other side, for the Spartans, number 10, Bryce Ott is going to be their main offensive weapon here tonight. Number 0, Owen Weber, and number 3, Tylen Lister, as well as number 2, Jackson Anderson. Also seniors along with Ott, and rounding out the starting 5, number 22, sophomore Brady Anderson. It's going to be Jensen against Ott on the tip. A couple of guys going to the next level. Jensen will be at DePaul next year, playing in the Big East. Bryce Ott, a multi-sport star, football and basketball, committed to play basketball at Division II Mankato State. Ghosts win the tip, and it'll be Jonah Rohrig, the senior and second leading scorer, getting the first touch as they swing it over. Kaukauna offense, a lot of ball screens, and we see one here from Jensen. And Jensen's going to be the main focal point for the Spartans on defense as they start in man. Rohrig gets inside, and Jonah opens the scoring. He's averaging about 14 points a game on the season in his senior campaign. Another player looking to play at the next level. Brady Anderson for 3 is short. Ott gets the offensive rebound, but nothing easy on the putback attempt as Ott was met by Jensen. Tylen Lister drives baseline, the senior with the high arcing jump shot, and Lister ties us up at 2. Rohrig again handling the ball. He's going to penetrate and kick to Bowers. Bowers, the three-point specialist, no good. Drew Bowers, the freshman with 50 shots on the year. With 66 shots on the year, shooting 50%. All of those shots are three-pointers. Here's Ott for 3. And Bryce Ott connects. He struggled from downtown to start the year, shooting just 14%, but he gets that one to go. And the Spartans are up 3, 5-2 early on here from Kaukauna. Coach Bowers in his first year, Coach Weber for the Spartans in his 9th. He won a state title with Tyrese Halliburton and Quincy Anderson his first year. And he made it back to state last season with Xavier Mitchell and Bryce Ott leading the team. Three-pointer from Carl, no good. Carl, another prolific three-point shooter, shooting 50% for the Ghosts on the season. 25 makes. Weber with the turnaround shot. Owen Weber, that is, the senior, number 0, and it was blocked. Schwalbach, number 0, gives to Jensen. Schwalbach had the game winner against Nina on the road last week to keep the Kaukauna season perfect. As they now sit at 10-0, they're ranked 2nd in the Bound Zaleski polls. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Ghosts. Kaukauna in their white uniforms with the black piping down the side, orange numbers, and black script across the chest. As they get it into Jensen, contested by Ott. Jensen turns away, tried to kick it to the corner, and the pass was off the mark for Carl. First turnover of the game comes from the home team. North in their road black uniforms with the green numbers with white trim, green piping down the side. I believe they wear Puma uniforms, and Kaukauna's in their Nikes. Driving in the lane is Jackson Anderson, high off glass. Ott nearly gets another offensive rebound, but this time the Ghosts corral the board. Josh Carl give and go with Jensen. Jensen into the lane. Shot won't count. It's going to be a foul on the floor, our first of the night, and that's a smart foul from the Spartans, as that was about to be a gimme for Andrew Jensen. It's on Jackson Anderson, the older of the two Andersons. I keep meaning to ask if they're brothers. I do not know. Jackson, a senior. Brady, a sophomore. They go inside to Schwalbach, the sophomore for Kaukauna. And it's 5-4. Schwalbach pulls them within one. This is Jackson Anderson, baseline, shot fake, gets Schwalbach to fly by, but the long jumper no good. First subs of the game checking in for North. North, perhaps a little bit of a deeper team, but both of these teams are going to keep a pretty short bench. Carl into the lane, blocked by Ott. Bryce Ott got up there, standing at 6'7". Brady Anderson for three. The sophomore extends North's lead, and he's got his first basket of the night. And usually Ott's the biggest player on the court, but not when you're facing Andrew Jensen, standing at 6'10". And Ott nearly rips it away from Jensen. Very physical early, Bryce Ott. Carl from the corner. Three-pointer is good. And that's what Jensen does. He gets all the help defense to come towards him, and he's going to kick it to Carl and Bowers all night if they let him. 8-7, Spartans on top. Nice pass from Ott to Brady. Brady Anderson knocks down another. And they're going back and forth with triples here in Kaukauna. Schwalbach looking to slow things down a bit. Fakes the three of his own. 2-3 zone on for the Spartans. You see Weber posted down low. Three-pointer from Bowers off the mark, and a rebound for Jackson Anderson. He pushes ahead to Ott, and a turnover. Going into the bench was Bowers, and somehow the North doesn't turn it over. Lister for three is short, and we got a foul underneath. It is loud here in the Kaukauna gym, and it's mostly the Kaukauna student section letting Lister hear it. That's going to be on Bryce Ott, his first. Second team. So eventually it is turned over in a way, but after Lister gets that shot off, I think North might have had an offensive rebound without the foul. Kaukauna down 4 early. Rorig going inside to Anderson, and getting called on the foul is Callum Larson-Peschel, number 35, just into the game as one of the first subs for Oshkosh North. Third team foul already, not even 4.5 minutes in. Kaukauna may be approaching the bonus as we get later into the half. They go back inside to Jensen, he kicks. Carl, short corner, finds Schwalbach, open for three. Little short, and Larson-Peschel with the board. 11-7, the Spartans on top on the road. 5-3 in conference. All of their losses in conference have come at home. They've played perfect on the road in the FBA. Ott finds Larson-Peschel for three. And North's shooting luck starting to come back to earth a little bit. Here's Bowers for three. In and out. Drew Bowers, the freshman, nearly connects. As both teams looking to score from outside, you've got Jensen and Ott inside. It's hard to score in the lane against these two teams. Lister turns it over. And Kaukauna's got life with a couple of defensive stops. Rorig gives to Jensen and Carl up top. They swing it to Bowers, the freshman, for three. And Kaukauna's back within one, 11-10. Coach Shallow, in the games I called last season, was pretty famous for not using his timeouts in the first half. We'll see if Coach Bowers is much the same, as well as Coach Weber. Both of their teams trading back and forth. Another turnover for the Spartans. Kaukauna with a chance to take the lead on this possession as it goes out of bounds. Some more subs for North, as well as our first sub for Kaukauna. Aiden Bikuski into the game. And a bunch of starters back into the game for North. You got Owen Weber, Jackson Anderson, and Dalton Clark off the bench. Dalton Clark has played in just 2 games this year. I believe he had an injury to start the season. He's a great football player as well, along with Bryce Ott. So he's only played in the 2 most recent games for the Spartans. So 3 different subs so far for Oshkosh North, just the 1 for Kaukauna. Someone had to take something off in order to get cleared to play. And Dalton Clark rechecking in there. It'll be Rohrig with the inbound on the side. You got Jensen down low and the other 3 Kaukauna players lined up near the volleyball 10-foot line. They give it in to Schwalbach, the sophomore, in his first season starting on the team. Major contributor off the bench last season as a freshman. Inside-out game with Jensen and Schwalbach. And Schwalbach put it on the deck. Nice reach in from Clark causes the turnover. 2 aside for each team. They go inside to Jay Weber, and a little too hot to handle. Spartans will maintain possession. So right now, Bryce Ott not on the floor. This is what North will do. They cycle their players for quick breaks on the bench. You've got Brady Anderson also sitting for Coach Weber right now. They floated in for Clark, and he just maintains footing inside the half court. Jackson Anderson looking to dish it to Weber, Jay Weber, that is, and another turnover for the Spartans. That's 3 in the last couple possessions. Schwalbach with the drive, got a defender to go vertical, and they're going to call it a travel. Travel before the foul that I assumed was coming happened. Coach Bowers not pleased. Tonight's officials, Kirby Frank, Mark Neese, and David Thiel. Thank you to PA announcer Spike Leash for getting me the names of the officials. 11-10. It's been a scoreless stretch here early in the first half as we approach. Jackson Anderson drives, kicks to Owen Weber. Weber for 3. And it's a 14-10 score as Weber gets on the board for his first basket of the night. Rohrig gives to Bowers, and Bowers for 3 yet again. The freshman connects. That's already the 35th made 3 of Drew Bowers' varsity career, and he's not even a half a season into it. Turnover again for North. That's their 4th of the first half. A couple of subs checking in for Kaukauna. Rohrig gives to Schwalbach. Bowers back to Rohrig. Jensen held to no points thus far as Ott's done a good job on him. That was deflected, and it'll stay with Kaukauna. Josh Carl checking back in, along with number 12, DeAndre Williamson Jr. DeAndre Williamson, you might know him from his time on the gridiron this fall, but he didn't play for Kaukauna. He played for Fond du Lac. A family move in the middle of the school year here to Kaukauna, and he transferred. So now he'll be on the Kaukauna varsity basketball team for the rest of the season. He also played on the JV squad. I don't know if he got into tonight's game, but he was suited up. If so, you're allowed to play 3 halves of basketball in one night. So if you played in one half of the JV game, he can play in both halves of this varsity game. Here is Williamson. They swing it to Bowers. It was deflected, so no backcourt violation. And North with the aggressive defense. Clark was trying to get it ahead. Ott's got it. Ott against Jensen. Jensen met him, no foul. And Coach Weber can't believe it. 14-13. Kaukauna looking to take the lead. It's Carl. Carl's three-pointer in and out. And the rebound batted around. And somehow Josh Carl and 1. Pardon me, they're going to call the offensive foul. I saw the official pointing the fist towards the Kaukauna offensive baseline. So I thought they had called a defensive foul for the block. Shot does not count. That was a block, not a charge. And we've got a defender down for Kaukauna. It's DeAndre Williamson, the newcomer. Seems to be in a great deal of pain. So that foul, the charge is going to be on Carl, if I'm not mistaken. And that'll be the first Kaukauna foul of the game. As Kaukauna's got 1, and Oshkosh North has 4. Extended pause here as Williamson's on the floor. We will stick with it here, though, as we've yet to have a timeout. Certainly we'll have one before the end of the first half. Coach Weber for the Spartans has made it to state in his most recent season as well as his first season. Last year, the Spartans finishing 19-10, and good to see DeAndre Williamson on his feet. But they last year North entered the postseason with a record of 15-9. So they were seated pretty low. They only had one home playoff game. They went on the road and won in a regional final before taking 2 neutral site sectional games and making it all the way to state. Of course, a big part of that was Xavier Mitchell, Mr. Basketball, now at Iowa State, averaging nearly 35 points a night. Kaukauna missing one of their best players from last year, Keegan Van Caulenberg, now at UW Green Bay, and starting to get into some games for Coach Gottlieb after Coach Gottlieb asked him, hey, do you want to play and not be able to redshirt this season? And Keegan said, I'm here to play. So he's been coming into games for the Phoenix lately. Bryce Ott driving against Jensen, and we're going to have a foul on Jensen. The foul against Carl was never announced, but I see it on the scoreboard. So that foul for Jensen will be the second team foul. Ott from the corner, 3 is short. And Kaukauna now looking to take the lead. They're down 1, 14-13 as we approach the 9-minute mark. Roerig looking inside to Jensen. Jensen again scoreless. So far it's been 3 3-pointers for the Galloping Ghosts, making up most of their offense. Carl again, this time strong. And Brady Anderson will lead the Spartans the other way. Anderson guarded by Carl. Kaukauna's been in man defense all night, if I'm not mistaken. Lister from 3 from the wing. No good, and the rebound to Bowers. It's going to go off of the freshman and out of bounds. Drew Bowers playing for his dad, Ryan. Coach Shallow, who they honored pregame, had his 2 sons play for him. Both Jake and Kyle, I believe. Jake is now the coach at DC Everest. Bryce Ott left open for 3. He's going to drive on Jensen, gets him airborne, and 1. They call continuation there, and that'll be Jensen's second foul. So that's Ott headed to the line. He's got 5. And the Spartans are up 3. Ott looking to complete the 3-point play, and we'll see what Coach Bowers does here. Is he going to leave Jensen in the game? Right now, nobody checked in for the Galloping Ghosts. Ott hits the free throw and has 6 points. 17-13, our score, but between these two vaunted basketball programs. Jensen guarded by Ott physically there. Baseline drive for Bowers and a turnover. North had it scouted. As we're into the unofficial second quarter here, Jackson Anderson for 3. Off the mark, and the rebound to Schwalbach. Schwalbach looking to go ahead and transition. He's got a 3-on-3, and they're going to call the block on Tylen Lister, and Lister can't believe it. And good job by Schwalbach not being unafraid to drive the hoop after that first offensive foul was called on Carl. Got to be unafraid, go into the hoop, trust that the defender's not in position, and get him called for a block. That's Lister's first. Lister, number 3. I've got him as number 24 in my notes. My mistake. Schwalbach hits the first. He's got 3 points, looking to make it 4 and cut into the lead, the lead of the Spartans. 17-14. And make it 15 as Schwalbach goes 2 for 2. He struggled at the line this year. Good to see him knock down both there. 17-15. Jensen still in the game with 2 fouls, and they're probably going to go right at him. Lister fumbles it, and a turnover. Schwalbach in transition. He's got Ott chasing him down. Adjusts midair, and it'll be a missed shot. Ott wanted the block, and that readjusted Schwalbach's shot attempt. They go inside to Bryce. Bryce Ott, floater over Jensen, and you see Andrew Jensen's got to play a little more lax defense against Ott. Don't want to pick up his 3rd in the first half. Schwalbach kicks. Kaukauna able to tie it on this possession. What an effort by Tylen Lister. He knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Ghosts. Bowers back in along with DeAndre Williamson after he had that scare on the offensive end. He was down for a while on the baseline, but DeAndre back into the game. Jensen finds Williamson on the back cut, but the pass out of bounds. Nicely designed play there, but the pass a bit wild. Lister had the shortest of breaks on the bench. He was out for that inbounds play, but now he's back. Teams settled in on the defensive end as it was 11-10 early, and we've been stuck at this range of scoring for a while. Ott with the backhanded pass to Jay Weber, no good. Jensen with the board and draws a foul. I think that's going to be on Jay Weber for his first. His first, team's fifth. Kaukauna with 3 team fouls, the Spartans with 5. This is a matchup of 2 of the preseason favorites in the FVA, and you've got 2 of the other favorites going to battle tonight as Nina's at Appleton North. North currently second in the standings as Schwalbach double dribbles. Appleton North currently at 7-1. Their only loss to Kaukauna. They were able to beat Oshkosh North in overtime last week, 83-79. Nina sitting at tied for third with Kimberly at 6-2. The Papermakers playing Hortonville tonight. Lister's going to drive on Bowers. Lister's going to pull up on the turnaround jumper. Nice shot for the senior, Tylen Lister, a contributor on last year's state-bound team. Bowers from the corner yet again. Drew Bowers, the freshman, on fire. Shoots about 50% from three-point range, and that's what he shot tonight. Brady Anderson looking to match. No good, and Williamson out on the break. He finds Bowers. Bowers to Schwalbach. Kicks it back. Drew Bowers again off the mark. 1 point game. Outlet pass to Brady Anderson. He was looking for the foul. Does not get the call. And Kaukauna will settle things down here. Pardon me, Schwalbach into the lane. Taking it by himself. Ott looking to Anderson. Anderson's got Jensen with him. Feeds Ott, and nice play from the Spartans. Very smart as they were attacking Jensen. 30-second timeout called by Coach Brad Weber. We'll get to a commercial break and be back on Zaleski Sports.
I actually described Fox Valley Tech as a home away from home.
It was very comforting that it was a class size of 20 people or less.
Cost is a huge factor. When I look at Fox Valley Technical College, you're not spending that much for a degree.
If I was 30 when I went back to school here, I have had no regrets.
I think the hands-on training really sets us apart.
They will do anything to make sure that you succeed. You are going to get the education that you came for.
Welcome back, basketball fans, here on Zaleski Sports. Gunnar Zippert along with Logan Vandehei. When these two teams met a year ago, it was Kaukauna taking both. The first game between these two was an instant classic. We had that one on Zaleski Sports. Andrew Jensen had the game-winning basket off an inbound play as they beat North 81-80, and then later in the season, Kaukauna winning by 9, 103-94 here at Kaukauna High School. But the last 6 meetings between these two teams, no game decided by less than 10 points. Last year, Kaukauna won both matchups. That was the first time it had happened since the 2015-2016 season. A little bit of pressure here from the Spartans out of the timeout. Larson Peschel meeting them at half court. In the corner, it's Bowers, just gets the shot over a defender, Weber, and now Schwalbach for 3. Tyler Schwalbach puts the Ghosts into a tie with the Spartans. It's 21 all as the North Spartans were looking to set up their 1-3-1 zone out of the timeout. Jay Weber open for 3, the sophomore off mark, and Owen with the board. Dalton Clark back into the game, just his 3rd game of the season. Larson Peschel for 3. Short, and the offensive rebound is eventually corralled by Weber. Jay Weber throws it to a teammate, and behind the back from Larson Peschel, Jackson Anderson, runner is no good, and we're going to have a loose ball foul. 6 fouls on North, and I believe this will be their 7th. It's going to be on Jackson Anderson. 6th team foul. They had updated the scoreboard before I even noticed. So the next foul will put Kaukauna at the line, so long as it's not an offensive foul for the Spartans. So the Spartans got their press on here, and they're going to look to set up the 1-3-1 trap at half court, or maybe not on this possession, with Ott out of the game. They go inside to Jensen. Jensen held scoreless thus far, and Andrews on the board. Jensen averaging about 19 points per game, but of course he's going to be the #1 assignment of any coach when preparing to play Kaukauna. They're not going to let Jensen beat them. Owen Weber for 3, top of the key for the senior, and he's got 6. His second three-pointer of the night. 24-23, the visitors on top. Schwalbach, a little bit of trouble, and it'll stay with Kaukauna. It's been a tightly played first half on the defensive end. Kaukauna with 6 turnovers, North with 4 by my count. That was a foul, not the ball going out of bounds. So Schwalbach will have a 1-and-1. Coming into tonight, Schwalbach was shooting just 61% at the line. He made his first 2 free throws. And a major amount of confusion here between the officials. 7th team foul means that Schwalbach's going to be shooting 2, or shooting 1. Kaukauna only with 1 rebounder. On the lane, it's Jensen with the other 3 players back. Schwalbach earns the second. We're tied at 24. Schwalbach averaging about 13 points a game, along with 3 rebounds and 3 assists in his second varsity season. First as a starter, a regular starter. He filled in at times last year when other players were injured. Brady Anderson, nice crossover, and the floater over Jensen pulls the Spartans back in front. He's got 8 to lead all Spartan scorers, as Ott has 6. Stuck at half court was Schwalbach, and eventually finds Rohrig. Rohrig guarded by Larson Peschel. He goes left. Rohrig to the hoop. Larson Peschel got ball there, but they're going to also say he got a little bit of his hand as they call him on the foul. So Jonah Rohrig to the line. He's shooting 97% this season. He's 31 for 32. Shooting foul gives him 2 guaranteed shots. Larson Peschel's second foul there, as Rohrig knocks down his first. And in a game that's going to be as close as this one, again, the last 6 meetings between these two teams, the max margin of victory was 10 points. Free throw shooting is going to be very important, and Kaukauna's gotten off to a nice start from the line. We're tied at 26. Rohrig with a chance to pull his team ahead, and he converts, as Jonah's got 4 points. Lister goes left, a lot of space, but Jensen will help there. You see him just immediately swarm in on the help side defense. Clark finds Ott. Ott goes up strong, and the foul is called on Jensen. Jensen's third and 1 for Bryce Ott. And that's going to force Coach Bowers to take him out of the game, likely for the remainder of this half. Ott with a chance to, and Coach Bowers is letting the official hear it. And it's understandable. It certainly looked very clean from Jensen from my vantage point, but the ref under the hoops got a better view than I do. So Elijah Auclair into the game for the Ghosts. He played in the earlier JV game as well. Believe he just played in the 1 half though, so he's able to play in both the first and second half here in the varsity game. Ott is 2 for 2 from the line. And another foul here will send Schwalbach to the stripe. 9th team foul on the Spartans. That's going to be on Dalton Clark. Again, Clark, just his 3rd game of the year, averaging 3 points in the 2 games he's played. Schwalbach back to the line for another 1-and-1. First one no good, but the offensive rebound for Eau Claire. That's something that can happen if you're Coach Brad Weber. You had 4 rebounders against 1 on the lane line. A nice instant impact from Elijah Eau Claire, the junior. And a foul down low will get the Ghosts into the double bonus. So Schwalbach now 4 for 5 at the line. Rohrig is 2 for 2, and he's got 2 shots here, double bonus. A 2-point lead for the visiting Oshkosh North Spartans. Most recent game for both of these teams, runaway wins. On Tuesday, Oshkosh North won at Oshkosh West, 76-44. Bryce Ott had 18 points in that one, along with 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals. And Owen Weber added 13, Jackson Anderson with 12. Rohrig makes both free throws. Tuesday, the Ghosts were at Hortonville, and they won 74-48. Andrew Jensen with 25 points and 12 rebounds. Rohrig ties us up at 29. Driving in is Ott against Eau Claire. Another and one for the senior. And Eau Claire will take his first foul. That's just the 5th team foul against Kaukauna. Ott to the free throw line. He's already completed 2 3-point plays, and he makes a third, as he's got 12 points in the first half. 32-29 as we approach 3 minutes to go from Kaukauna High School on Coach Mike Shallow celebration night. Rohrig into the lane, and it's stripped and off of Dalton Clark and out of bounds. Lister had the steal, but he's going to pick up his teammate there and say, it's all good. Inbound underneath will be for Rohrig with Eau Claire, Bowers, Carl, and Schwalbach out there with him. Andrew Jensen on the bench with 3 fouls. They go inside to Eau Claire. Elijah Eau Claire scores for the first time tonight, averaging 3 points on the year. Eau Claire standing at 6'9". And we're going to have a foul on Kaukauna. I didn't catch who the foul was on. And Jim is not happy. I believe it's going to be on Eau Claire, his second. So now you've got Ott with 3 fouls, and your backup big in Eau Claire with 2. And it was a non-shooting foul, so North to inbound. They're up 1. Underneath the basket, it's Jackson Anderson taking it out. Starters in for North right now. Starters except for Andrew Jensen in for Kaukauna. Eau Claire taking his spot. Owen Weber gives to Lister. Ott with 12 points. He's going to go baseline at Eau Claire. Big experience gap there at the varsity level. Eau Claire does a nice job to force a tough shot, but Ott gets it to go. Kaukauna winning the earlier JV game. They pulled away in the second half. Varsity looking to get the second win of the night for the Ghosts. Wasn't able to see the freshman score. It was before I got here tonight. 34-31. The visitors on top. So far, 2 different subs have played for Coach Bowers. 3 have played for the Spartans. As right now, you've got DeAndre Williamson and Andrew Jensen on the bench for Kaukauna. And for the Spartans, it's going to be a defensive foul on Brady Anderson off the ball, and it'll lead to 2 shots. Anderson's first, and we are well into the double bonus. That is the 11th team foul on North. Coach Weber giving letting Brady Anderson know just to let it roll off his back here. 2 shots for the freshman, Drew Bowers, shooting 62% at the line this year. Knocks down the first. And Bowers with a great performance here in the first half. 3 triples. Wouldn't expect anything else from him. He's not going to take any shot inside the arc. Makes both free throws and pulls his team within 1. He's got 11 points. to lead all Kaukauna scorers, if I'm not mistaken, as Schwalbach's got 9. Ott goes baseline around Carl. He passed it to Anderson. Brady from the corner. I thought for sure that was going to be a shot from Ott, but the pass while he was falling down, quite the assist. And Brady Anderson truly does flush that foul out of his mind and knocks down the triple. Spartans up 4, 100 seconds to go here in the first half. Rohrig gets the ball screen from Eau Claire. They go to the corner. Driving is Schwalbach. Easy lay-in for the sophomore, Tyler Schwalbach. North looking to get out in transition, and they're going to continue to feed Bryce Ott. He goes baseline at Eau Claire, gets him to jump, reverse layup. Nice work by the future Mankato State Maverick. Ott, the second player from Coach Weber's program to go to Minnesota State. Back in the day, Quincy Anderson, a 2018 grad, played for the Mavericks before transferring to Murray State, moving up from D2 to D1. Three-pointer for Brady Anderson, no good. Quincy Anderson was the second leading scorer on that state title team. Of course, the leading scorer, NBA superstar Tyrese Halliburton for Coach Weber. Quincy now plays overseas, though. I believe in the Netherlands, the last time I checked. Schwalbach pulls up, mid-range jumper is good, and pulls his team within 2. Schwalbach with a great first half, as it's been the underclassmen Schwalbach and Bowers leading the Ghosts in scoring. 39-37, Oshkosh North on top. We'll see if they hold for the last shot here. You got Anderson handling the ball, and all 4 other players were in a line along the baseline. And certainly it looks like Coach Weber's team is running down the clock. Jackson gives to Brady. The sophomore pulls up over Carl. Bank shot, no good. Ott gets the rebound, does not get the shot off. That shot will not count. They gave it to him. I believe they said it was good. The Kaukauna crowd, yes, and they put it on the board. I truly believe that did not get off his hand in time. But they're going to say Bryce Ott with the buzzer beater, and we head to the halftime break. 41-37, Oshkosh North on top. We'll come back with leading scorers after these commercial messages.
We're back with Better Halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
Cobuson Bus is hiring. It's drivers that they need. Cobuson Bus is hiring. It's the perfect job for me.
Cobuson Buses would like to thank all of our school bus drivers throughout the state of Wisconsin for their safe driving. If you would like to make a difference in your community with a fun and rewarding part-time job, apply at Cobuson.com.
Cobuson Bus is hiring. It's the perfect job for me.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Thank you for helping Abbey Bank become the most highly recommended community bank.
Thank you to all of our customers for helping us be successful.
Thank you for putting your trust in us.
Thank you for your loyalty.
Thank you for helping us support our communities.
We are grateful for customers like you.
Thank you to all of our customers. We hope to see you soon.
Abbey Bank. They make banking about you. Abbey Bank is member FDIC.
Trying to get across court. Gonna go deep. Pass across. At the buzzer. He got it. Unbelievable.
Get in the game now with Zaleski Sports from the Fiserv. Advertising spots are available and going fast. Call or email today and get in the game with Zaleski Sports.
Trying to get across court. Gonna go deep. Pass across. At the buzzer. He got it. Unbelievable.
I actually described Fox Valley Tech as a home away from home.
It was very comforting that it was a class size of 20 people or less.
Cost is a huge factor. When I look at Fox Valley Technical College, you're not spending that much for a degree.
If I was 30 when I went back to school here, I have had no regrets.
I think the hands-on training really sets us apart.
They will do anything to make sure that you succeed. You are going to get the education that you came for.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Welcome back, basketball fans. At the half, it's 41-37. The visiting Oshkosh North Spartans on top of the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts by 4. Just before the halftime break, the questionable buzzer beater by Bryce Ott. That gives him 20 to lead all scorers, and he was able to do a lot of that damage with Andrew Jensen on the bench for the Ghosts as he picked up 3 fouls in the first. Other leading scorers for the Spartans, Brady Anderson, the sophomore, with 11, Owen Weber with 6 points on 2 3-pointers, and Tylen Lister with 4. For the Ghosts, their leading scorer, Andrew Jensen, was held to just 2. Second leading scorer, Jonah Rohrig, with just 6. So it was the underclassmen leading the way. Tyler Schwalbach, the sophomore, with 13. Drew Bowers, the freshman, with 11. And also chipping in on the game, Josh Carl with 1 made 3-pointer. And Elijah O'Clair with 2 points. In terms of foul trouble, it's going to be mainly Jensen, as he's got 3. Nobody else with more than 2, but Elijah O'Clair did pick up 2 towards the end of the first half there, so Jensen's main substitution also in a bit of foul trouble for the Ghosts. And for Oshkosh North on the other side, you've got multiple players with 2 fouls, including Bryce Ott, as they committed 11 in the half. Other games in the FBA tonight, we mentioned 7-1 Appleton North hosting 6-2 Neenah. Both of those teams at the top of the standings. Also tied for 3rd with Neenah with the tiebreaker after beating them this past Tuesday. Kimberly at 6-2. They are at home hosting 2-6 Hortonville. Fond du Lac at 2-6 is at 1-7 Appleton West, and 3-4 Oshkosh West hosting 0-8 Appleton East. Other upcoming games on Zaleski Sports for the Galloping Ghosts boys team. We will have their game on the 23rd, Friday the 23rd, against Appleton East here at home, as well as their game on the 24th down at Fiserv Forum against the Oregon Panthers in the Deer District Showcase. But immediately upcoming for the Galloping Ghosts on the schedule, they got to play tomorrow down over in La Crosse against Marshfield at the Midwest Players Classic at 3:15 p.m. at the La Crosse Center. We will not have that on our airwaves, but Kaukauna's got to get right back to it tomorrow before playing Oshkosh West next Tuesday, and again Appleton East on Zaleski Sports next Friday. For Oshkosh North, they're off for a week. Next Friday, they're at Kimberly, and next Saturday, they'll play on a showcase event against Brookfield Central in Germantown at the Warhawk Invitational. These two teams will match up at the end of the regular season on February 26th in Oshkosh. That'll do it for our halftime coverage. As the teams come back to the court here, we'll send it to commercial break here and be back with the second half right after this.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Meda Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Meda Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at MedaCustom.com.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic Point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
Trying to get it across court. Gonna go deep. Pass across at the buzzer. He got it. Unbelievable.
Get in the game now with Zaleski Sports from the Fiserv. Advertising spots are available and going fast. Call or email today and get in the game with Zaleski Sports.
Trying to get it across court. Gonna go deep. Pass across at the buzzer. He got it. Unbelievable.
75 seconds to go in the halftime break. And on the night we celebrate Coach Shallow's 30 years at Kaukauna High School. His successor, Ryan Bowers, off to a 10-0 start with the Galloping Ghosts. They're on top of the FBA at 7-0. But it's the visiting Oshkosh North Spartans at 5-3 in conference play, sitting at 5th out of 10 teams in the FBA, on top, 41-37. When these teams met a year ago, it was Kaukauna winning by 1 at Oshkosh North. That was on December 6th, 2024, if you can remember back that far. And then at home against Oshkosh North last February, Kaukauna getting the 103-94 win in a shootout, a game that featured Xavier Mitchell scoring 50 for North, as well as Keegan Van Cowenberg scoring 38 for the Ghosts on 8 made three-pointers. Andrew Jensen had 24 in that one, along with Brody McMullen's 21 for the Ghosts. Jensen held to just 2 points in the first half as he had 3 fouls and was held in check before he even headed to the bench, averaging almost 19 points a game, and we've got it. Jensen back in to start the second half here with only 2 fouls to play with. Bryce Ott led all scorers in the first half with 20 points for the Spartans. A lot of that taking place after Jensen left the game. And in the first game between these two teams last year, Jensen scored 24, so he's well off the pace he set against North in both of last year's games. Keegan Van Cowenberg in that first game with 28, Jonah Rohrig with 21. As Xavier Mitchell in that game last December scored 40 points to lead the Spartans. Both of these teams losing 3 starters to graduation. Van Cowenberg, Caden Graff, and Brody McMullen for the Ghosts. Xavier Mitchell, Stefan Stoilovich, and John Coleman all moving on for the Spartans. Of course, Xavier Mitchell at D1 Iowa State, Keegan Van Cowenberg at UWGB for Coach Doug Gottlieb. Brady Anderson out of the halftime break for 3 is no good. Jensen tips out the rebound and a stop for Kaukauna on the first possession of the second half. Ghosts find themselves down 4. It'll be interesting to see how they engage Jensen on the offensive end. Certainly can't commit an offensive foul, as you need all of his impact on the defensive end. If he picks one up on offense, he's going to be playing with 4. Schwalbach goes baseline, and his shot got redirected. Out are the Spartans in transition. Anderson pulls up from the elbow. Brady's shot no good. And Rohrig will man the point for Kaukauna. Haven't seen much of the 1-3-1 tonight for North. They pulled it out of the 1 timeout break we had, but otherwise it's been mostly man for the Spartans. Pulling up for three is Josh Carl. He buries it to pull his team within one. And Carl's got 6. (41-40) our score. Jackson Anderson, nifty dribbling, finds Ott. Ott, not a great three-point shooter so far this year. A little strong. He made 1 in the first half. Jensen gets on the floor and finds a teammate, Schwalbach. Out in transition is Jonah Rohrig. And gives to Carl in the corner. Carl with the hot hand right now off that made shot. His dribble gets deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Galloping Ghosts. Jensen will take it out underneath. Pardon me, Schwalbach will be the inbounder. Jensen most likely the focus of the inbound play here. They waiting for a player to get his shoes sorted in the corner. It's Bowers, the freshman. Bowers in the corner, and now Owen Weber tying his shoe for the Spartans. Bowers in the corner. Eric Carl on the left wing. Rohrig top of the key, and you got Jensen on the right block for the inbounder, Schwalbach. They give it to Jensen. Defender comes to meet him. Immediately kicks it out. This Kaukauna offense heavy on the ball screens. Thank you to Nina assistant coach Al Krieger for the scouting report. Into the lane, and 1. The basket good for Tyler Schwalbach. He led all Ghosts in the first half with 13 points, and now he's got 15 with a chance at 16. .50 run to start the half here for the Galloping Ghosts. Pull them ahead. Foul's going to be on Tylen Lister, his second. Three-point play is finished by Schwalbach at the line tonight. He's 5 for 6. Lister gives to Jackson Anderson, his fellow senior in the corner. 4 seniors and a sophomore in the starting lineup for the Spartans. Mid-range jumper no good for Jackson. Schwalbach drives, and there's going to be an offensive foul on Tyler. Drawing the charge is Jackson Anderson. First turnover of the half for either side, as Kaukauna had 6 in the first. North had only 4 by my very unofficial count. It's going to be the first foul on Schwalbach and the first team foul for the Ghosts. Kaukauna up by a point, a position they did not find themselves in for much of the first half. On top, Ott fumbles it, nearly goes out of bounds, and ripped away by Schwalbach, and they're going to say it's out of bounds as he was tied up with Owen Weber. It certainly looked like Owen Weber was the one who was out of bounds, but perhaps Schwalbach was too. Anderson gives to Ott, and Jackson with the drive falls to the floor, and a loose ball collision of 2 Spartans, and Owen Weber's in a bad way. And we might have another stoppage here as the athletic trainer will attend to Owen Weber. 43-41. We'll have a injury timeout here on Zaleski Sports.
Help us create iron castings the world uses and trusts. At Wapaka Foundry, you're not just making parts. It's the pride in what you do, the quality of people beside you, and the career you create. What we make matters. Who makes them matters more. Join us. Cast your future at Wapaka Foundry. Visit jobs.wapakafoundry.com. Go Comets!
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Sign up for Fleet Rewards for exclusive offers and deals. Earn points every time you shop. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Plus, earn rewards even faster with the Fleet Rewards credit card. Get 4 times the points every time you use your Fleet Rewards credit card. Start shopping and start saving even more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
Owen Weber to his feet and back to the bench for the Spartans. Good to see him able to get up there, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to play for the rest of the second half, as that was a serious collision between him and a teammate on that loose ball scramble. Kaukauna calls the 30-second timeout that is extended into more of a full timeout here. So both Both schools with 4 aside timeouts remaining. Kaukauna leading by 2 as they've gone on a 6-0 run to open the second half. And it's going to be an inbound on the side for the Galloping Ghosts. Now headed right to left on your screen. Schwalbach will give to Rohrig. Starters still on the floor for Kaukauna. Starters minus Owen Weber for the Spartans as Callum Larson-Peschel is in, number 35, the 6'7 senior. Rohrig gives to Carl. They go inside to Jensen. Andrew with just 2 points. Kicks it out. More of a distributor here tonight. Jensen capable as an assister. But obviously most of his game is going to be scoring and rebounding as he's averaging 19 points, 13 rebounds, 3 blocks. Extended possession here for Kaukauna, feeling out the Spartan defense. Schwalbach looking to Jensen. They give it to him in the high post. He kicks immediately. Bowers for 3. Drew Bowers with his 4th three-pointer of the night, and he's got 14. What a debut this season for the freshman. 5-point lead for the Galloping Ghosts. Reverse layup for Ott, just off. Jensen with the rebound. They go out in transition. Doesn't seem like Rohrig has much. He goes inside to Jensen. Jensen looking to go to work on Larson-Peschel. Dribbled off of a foot, and it's going to stay with Kaukauna. Jay Weber, number 33, checking in. Jay, the sophomore. Owen, the senior. Number 33, the sophomore in now. Rohrig will inbound for the Galloping Ghosts. They're on a 9-0 run to open the second frame. Give it to Jensen. And we haven't had many turnovers for the Spartans. In fact, I don't have any on my score sheet in the second half, so they've just gone cold from the field. Schwalbach gets the screen from Jensen. He pulls up, fadeaway jumper. Knocked down for the sophomore. He's got 18 to lead all Galloping Ghost scorers. Tylen Lister into the lane on Jensen. Kicks Larson-Peschel open, but deep behind the three-point line. North looking to get Ott back involved. He had 20 in the first half. Finds Larson-Peschel, and a steal for Bowers. Each year, more than 6,000 high school students get a head start on their college education thanks to dual credit classes made possible by Fox Valley Technical College. These are college-level classes that high school students take for free, saving on average more than $600 per student. Learn more at fvtc.edu/gettechnical. That's fvtc.edu/gettechnical. Foul here for the Ghosts after a scoreless possession forced by the Spartan defense, and good to see Owen Weber back into the game. Dalton Clark also on for North as Aiden Bukowski, the senior, onto the floor for the Spartans. 7-point lead for Kaukauna. 11-0 run here in the second half after the buzzer beater for Ott to end the first. Even with Andrew Jensen scoring just 2 points, it's been his teammates stepping up tonight, both from inside and outside. Schwalbach, Rohrig, and the freshman Drew Bowers. Clark working on Rohrig, no good. A matchup of seniors there. And Kaukauna has really put the clamps on the Spartans here in the second half. Rohrig gives to Schwalbach. He leads the Ghosts with 18. Jensen is more than willing to be a facilitator here as long as his teammates keep looking as good as they have. Rohrig to the line as he is fouled. He was 4 for 4 at the line in the first half, and on the season is 35 for 36. That's on Jay Weber, his second team, for an absurd 97% for Rohrig. We've got a timeout on the floor for Oshkosh North, waiting to see if it's a full or a 30-second. It's a full timeout, so we'll take a commercial break on Zaleski Sports. Two commercials.
What do you say? 2 commercials.
Kaukauna
Yeah.
buses with
Sometimes with
all
30
of our
seconds, I'll just
school
keep it
bus
here
drivers
because
throughout the state of
why not?
Wisconsin for their safe
You only have to play these once per game, right? The ads.
With a fun and rewarding part-time job, apply at
Okay.
Kaukauna.com.
Gotcha.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
Full timeout taken by Coach Brad Weber of the Spartans. That was his second, so 3 remaining for North. 4 timeouts left for Coach Bowers. Weber in his 9th year with the Spartans, 143 and 78 overall. He is a 2-time FBA champ 2 years ago in the 23-24 season, as well as his first season, 2017-2018. They went 17-1 in conference and won the state title that year. Their only loss was to Kaukauna, who were the Division II state champions that same season, for Coach Shallow's second state championship. Rohrig makes the first free throw, the 97% free throw shooter. And he gets them both. He's 6 for 6 tonight, 37 for 38 on the year. And he's got 8 points. Good for 3rd on the Ghost squad behind Schwalbach and Bowers. Jackson Anderson gets the screen from Ott and into the lane. Jackson finds Ott, give and go. Ott is stripped. Ott goes up after regaining his possession. And that's the first basket of the second half. First points of the second half for the Spartans. Kaukauna had opened on a 13-0 run. Jensen with the ball screen for Schwalbach. Schwalbach to the hole. Nice drive for the sophomore. He's got 7.5 and 20 on the game. Anderson into the lane. That's going to be a foul. And for Coach Bowers, it's going to be thankfully not on Jensen. Unless my eyes... Oh, pardon me. That is on Andrew Jensen. I thought for sure that was on a different Ghost player. That is Andrew Jensen's 4th. And that could be just what Coach Shallow needs to get his team back into this. A third team foul on the Ghosts. So Jensen to the bench with 11:42 remaining. Elijah Auclair back onto the floor as the big man responsible for Ott. Anderson gets Auclair to go up and works around him for the score. Jackson Anderson's first points of the night pulls the Spartans within 7. 52-45, as they're going to have to play without Andrew on the offensive end. They've done a nice job of scoring tonight, but Jensen's been a big part of that, facilitating from the post. Shot no good for Bowers. Williamson with the offensive board. Into the lane, Rohrig. Left-handed layup is good. Jonah Rohrig into double digits. He's got 10. The senior and second leading scorer on this team, Jonah Rohrig. Great three-point shooter, great free throw shooter. All around, what an asset for this team. They find Weber inside. Jackson Anderson with the assist. And Owen Weber's got 8. Cut it back to a 7-point lead. And the 1-3-1 zone, the staple of this Spartan defense, is out. You've got Ott at the top. Schwalbach kicks, finds Williamson. Rohrig for 3. Jonah Rohrig, the hot hand in the second half. As it's back to a 10-point lead for the Ghosts. We got a foul underneath. Looks like it's a shooting foul on Kaukauna. It's going to be on Tyler Schwalbach, his second. 57-47 our score. DeAndre Williamson checking out for Josh Carl. So Williamson played in one half of the JV game earlier. I believe the first half. And we got Cam Cam Catlin checking in for the Ghosts as well. For 3, Lister no good. I thought we were shooting free throws. I was mistaken there. Off the ball foul. Number 35, Cam Catlin checking in for his first minutes of the night. He played in the JV game. I believe he played both halves, so wasn't eligible to play in both halves of the varsity game. Schwalbach into the lane with his 2 fouls, pulls up, jumper is good. Schwalbach and Rohrig taking turns on offense here in the second half. For 3, Jackson Anderson pulls the Spartans within 9. He's got 5 in the second half after being scoreless in the first. Bowers left open for 3. The freshman with his 5th three-pointer of the night. 62-50, and we got a foul in the lane. Believe that's going to be on Eau Claire, his 3rd. Indeed, that's on Elijah Eau Claire, his 3rd foul. And he'll head to the bench here with Cam Catlin coming on. Catlin's first minutes of the night. So far in the year, just 7 attempts from the field, 3 for 7, and now he's got the task of guarding Bryce Ott. Brady Anderson's 3 no good, out of bounds, off of the Spartans. 12-point lead for Coach Bowers and his Ghosts team. Name of the game right now is just maintain this amount of cushion until Jensen can come back in and play with 4 fouls. 5 team fouls for the Ghosts here in the second half, only 2 for North. They feed it inside to Catlin, his first touch of the game, guarded by Ott on the block. And Catlin needs to kick it. Timeout called by Coach Bowers before a 5-second violation was called, or maybe even a 3 seconds in the lane. Full timeout for Coach Bowers. We'll take a break on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Welcome back on Zaleski Sports. Just at about the halfway point of the second half here, 9:07 to go, 62-50. The home team on top. Cam Catlin checking in for his first varsity minutes of the night as he played earlier in the JV game. Both Andrew Jensen with 4 fouls, Elijah Eau Claire, his backup with 3. So Catlin into the game. That was the timeout was called by Coach Bowers. He's got 3 remaining, as does Coach Weber. Both have used 1 30-second timeout and 1 full. In the second half, it's been Tyler Schwalbach and Jonah Rohrig for the Ghosts. Rohrig's got 7, Schwalbach with 9. Rohrig is going to be the inbounder underneath. You got Catlin on the right block, guarded by Bryce Ott. Schwalbach on the opposite block, screens for Carl, and now Schwalbach looking to curl into the lane. They find Bowers, deep 3 for the freshman, is off the mark, but Schwalbach with the putback. What a job by Tyler Schwalbach in transition. Owen Weber with the basket at the other end. So both number zeros trade baskets, and it's a 12-point lead yet again for Kaukauna. Schwalbach to the floor and draws a foul. The Kaukauna student section has been exceptional all night. Exceptionally into this game. (64-52) after the baskets traded by Owen Weber and Tyler Schwalbach. Catlin checks out, so now a small lineup out there for Kaukauna with all 3 big men on the bench. You've got Carl, Bukuski, and the 3 guards. Carl a guard as well. Bukuski, the tallest player in the game right now for Coach Bowers at 6'3". Schwalbach gives to Drew Bowers, and Bukuski gets it stolen. Ott looking to score on the other end. Foul called on Bukuski. A blocking foul, his first. as Tylen Lister picked up his third for Coach Weber on the other end. That'll be the 6th team foul against the Ghosts. Waiting to get some clarification on just 16 fouls, so it wouldn't be single bonus, but I believe if they were calling a clear path foul there, maybe would be granted free throws, but the ruling is no free throws here. But the next defensive foul or loose ball foul for Kaukauna will result in a trip to the line for the Spartans. Mirror image of what we had in the first half. It's going to be off of Kaukauna and out of bounds. It went off of Ott's foot and then off of Schwalbach. Just 3 fouls for the Spartans, 6 for the Ghosts. So right now a small lineup in there. Let's see for Kaukauna. Let's see if they go at them with Bryce Ott. Brady Anderson off the underside of the backboard, and it's going to be North ball as it was deflected by a Ghost defender and then hit the backboard. So a very stop-start possession here on the offensive end for the Spartans. They lob it in to Ott. He's guarded by Bukowski, the 4th string defender on Ott, or the 4th player you would expect to be guarding him. Bukowski more of a wing player than a post defender. And we'll have a foul. It is a non-shooting foul, so to the line, a 1-and-1 here for Bryce Ott. Ott 3 for 3 on the game, shooting about 75% coming into tonight. In the first half, Bryce Ott's 3 free throws for 3 different three-point plays were the only shots attempted by the Spartans, whereas the Ghosts, Tyler Schwalbach went 5 for 6 all by himself and another 6 for 6 from his teammates. So just 3 shots in the first for the Spartans from the line, but 12 for Kaukauna, and that was where our difference of 11 comes from. Ott makes the first, earns the second. And Ott cuts the lead to 10, making both free throws of the single bonus. And now the pressure ramped up for Coach Weber's team. On the defensive end, Anderson guarding Carl. Carl gives to Schwalbach. Schwalbach with Eau Claire back into the game, pulls up. Jumper is in and out. Schwalbach will go to the line for 2. Elijah Eau Claire back on the floor, so Coach Bowers plays that small lineup for a little while there. And Schwalbach, who's already 5 for 6 at the line. 2 more shots here, as he's now got 24. And he has pulled into a tie with Bryce Ott for the game's leading scorer. Great job from the free throw line tonight for Schwalbach. 7 for 8 after coming into the game at 61%. They give it to Ott inside, met by a defender, Bowers. He's called on the block and 1. They immediately go at the interior defense for Kaukauna. Eau Claire had gotten switched off of Ott. That's going to be Bowers' second. And the 8th team foul. 3-point play, 4th of the night potentially for Bryce Ott. 1 shot here. Short, and offensive rebound for the Spartans. They can cut the lead to single digits. They go inside to Ott. Ott around Eau Claire, and it ends up being a 4-point possession due to the offensive rebound. 8-point game, Kaukauna on top. See, Andrew Jensen is checked in at the scorer's table. Foul called on Owen Weber, his 3rd. And the referees will converse here as Jensen gets ready to check back into the game. Timeout is called on the floor for Coach Bowers. Have yet to see if it's a 30-second or a full It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We can keep it here as both teams will head to the huddle. So the foul was never called there. Timeout happened before Owen Weber committed any sort of foul. Bit confusing, but it'll be Kaukauna ball out of the timeout. Remaining schedule for both of these teams against the other top teams in the FVA. Like we said during the halftime break, Oshkosh North will look to avenge their 1-point home loss to Kimberly that started their conference season. That'll be next Friday, and they'll be at Kimberly before going on the road to Neenah, a team that they had a 10-point lead in the second half against the Rockets, and Neenah eventually came back in that one. If you want more FVA coverage all season long, you can check out Neenah Rockets basketball all access on Zaleski Sports, releasing every other Monday. Coverage of both the boys team and Coach Andy Brownell's girls basketball squad, one of the top teams in Division I, and the boys squad, one of the top teams in the FVA, if not Division I. And we've also got Fall Creek Crickets all access as well from the western side of the state, produced by Dan Lau. Kaukauna with an 8-point lead, and Jensen back into the game. Andrew Jensen with 2 points and 4 fouls. Not the way Coach Bowers thought this game would go, but I think he'd be pretty pleased if you told him you'd have an 8-point lead and Jensen only has scored 2. Pull up for Schwalbach, just a bit short, and Ott gets out in transition. Ott finds Jackson Anderson, fake pass, takes the shot, strong, and Jensen draws a foul after grabbing the rebound. Yet to see who the foul was called on. He said it was on Jensen. It's a foul on Jensen, and he is fouled out. Major confusion here, as certainly it looked like a defensive foul, a foul on Oshkosh North. And according to the officials, Andrew Jensen has fouled out. It is yet to be put on the scoreboard, as there's major confusion. And the Kaukauna Ghosts student section letting them know their displeasure. And nothing possibly, and Jensen has fouled out and will head out of this game. It certainly looked like Jensen had just grabbed the rebound and a defender reached their hand in to contest the rebound, and I thought the foul was going to be a run-of-the-mill call on a Spartan player, but it seems like it's going to be on Andrew Jensen. He will foul out with two points on the game. As officials Frank, Neese, and Thiel converse, and they're going to let Coach Bowers know what they saw. Jensen is out of this game. It's official. So the final 7:09 will be played with no Andrew Jensen. The Spartans down 8, and Kaukauna's best player fouled out. Now, I think that impact of Jensen off the floor is going to be felt most on the defensive end. Jensen's only had 2 points tonight. They've done well on offense without him. Eau Claire is going to be relied upon for big minutes here. Jackson Anderson off the offensive rebound. Reverse layup is blocked by Schwalbach. Weber gets the putback basket. And it's a 6-point game. 66-60, and now the pressure is on for the Ghosts to re-extend their lead, and a turnover. Josh Carl tried to split the defense. Second of the half as Owen Weber in transition, shots no good. Rohrig with the rebound, and a foul is called on Brady Anderson in the backcourt. It'll be the 6th team foul against the Spartans. Second foul against Anderson. So we're about to shoot a lot of free throws down the stretch here, folks. 9 team fouls for Kaukauna, not 6, for the Spartans. And another turnover as someone lost a shoe at midcourt. It's Lister. Jackson Anderson with the ball. He pulls up for 3. No good off the back iron, and the rebound batted around. Weber grabs it and tries to kick it out. Timeout called by Coach Weber before it could be called a travel. Full timeout. Chaos here in Kaukauna. We'll be back after these commercial messages.
I actually described Fox Valley Tech as a home away from home.
It was very comforting that it was the class size of 20 people or less.
Cost is a huge factor. When I look at Fox Valley Technical College, you're not spending that much for a degree.
If I was 30 when I went back to school here, I have had no regrets.
I think the hands-on training really sets us apart.
They will do anything to make sure that you succeed. You are going to get the education that you came for.
Cobuson Bus is hiring its drivers that they need. Cobuson Bus
Get across court, gonna go deep, pass across, at the buzzer, he got it! Unbelievable!
Get in the game now with Zaleski Sports from the Fiserv. Advertising spots are available and going fast. Call or email today and get in the game with Zaleski Sports.
Trying to get across court, gonna go deep, pass across, at the buzzer, he got it! Unbelievable!
Welcome back at Kaukauna High School. If you're just joining us, folks, Andrew Jensen, one of the top 5 players in the state, DePaul commit, has fouled out of this game with just 2 points scored early in the second half. The final 7 minutes for Kaukauna will be played without their leading scorer. Out of the break, Jackson Anderson finds Brady Anderson, no good, but an offensive rebound for the Spartans. Heading to the floor and traveling is Bryce Ott. Turnover for the Spartans, their first of the half by my track. Kaukauna with just 2. 6-point lead for the Ghosts without their leading scorer. Roerig has to call timeout, doesn't want the 5-second violation. So that'll be Kaukauna's 3rd timeout used. We can keep it here as we were just at a commercial break. Full timeout, but we'll get you resituated in this one. 66-60. At the half, North was up 4, 41-37. But then Kaukauna opened the second half with a 13-0 run, including Jensen's only points of the night early in the second half. So it was 50-41, and since then, the scoring has been 16 for the Ghosts and 19 for Oshkosh North as it's been cut to a 6-point game. 6:10 to go, and now Andrew Jensen's on the sideline, taking on more of an advisory role for his teammates. Elijah O'Clair will be relied upon on the defensive end to contain Bryce Ott. Ott, the game's leading scorer, he's got 26 points. Tied with Tyler Schwalbach for Kaukauna with 26. And while Jensen just had the 2 points, and you might think he wasn't making much of an impact on the offensive end, just having him on the floor opens up so much space for his teammates. So things will certainly be difficult for Kaukauna on their offensive end. Bowers gets it in to Roerig, new inbounder there, Drew Bowers. Anderson with the clean defense, but a foul called. It's going to be on Jackson Anderson. He maintained the clean defense through half court, but then they called it as soon as he got across half court. And that'll be Tylen Lister's 4th. Or pardon me, that was on Anderson. It'll be his 3rd. Lister was there with the help defense. Inbounder is Drew Bowers on the side. Gets it into Roerig in the backcourt. 6-point lead for Kaukauna. They've been bottled up ever since Jensen left the game. Brady Anderson with the strip of the ball, but called for the foul. His 3rd. And that'll be the 7th team foul against the Spartans. And that's one thing that Coach Weber does not want his team to do late in this one. It's going to be tough for Kaukauna to score in the half court, but what they've done great tonight is score at the line, especially Schwalbach and Roerig. Roerig is 6 for 6 and over 97% on the season. A rare miss on the 1-and-1 for the senior. Under 6 minutes to go. North, the closest they've been since the early second half. Weber for 3, strong. Nice box out from Ott, gets the rebound to Anderson, and a steal for Rohrig. Rohrig gives to Schwalbach, and Kaukauna has possession. Second turnover of the half for the Spartans. Student section wants a foul. Carl plays through, finds Rohrig, and they'll get a foul inside. Josh Carl will head to the line. He's got 6 points tonight on 2 3-pointers. And a bloody nose for Jonah Rohrig. I saw him say, "Come on," as he headed to the bench, and he's going to get one of his nostrils plugged. That's going to be the 4th foul on Bryce Ott, an underrated storyline that had slipped past me. He picked up one early in the second half, and now he's got his 2nd of the half. Josh Carl on the year, 75% from the line, misses that one. And again, the 1-and-1. Not converted upon by Kaukauna. 6-point lead. Kaukauna defense holding fast at that 6-point margin. They go inside. Ott on LeClaire. Works around, and Bryce Ott has 28 to pull his team within 4. And referee calls for the reset on the inbound here. And we've got a new player in for Kaukauna, number 33, Mike Hill, the 6'1 senior, gets a roaring ovation. And Hill will be most likely defending Ott on the other end, the 5th different defender that the Ghosts have had to put on Ott tonight. Bowers has to force it in, a turnover. 4-point lead for the Ghosts. Anderson cuts it to 2. 66-64. Kaukauna found themselves up by double digits here in the second half, and North has cut it to a 1-possession game. Drew Bowers finds Rohrig open for 3, left corner. In and out. Hill on the offensive glass, can't corral it. And now North with a chance to tie or take the lead. Bryce Ott slams it home. We're knotted at 66. It's been all North since Andrew Jensen left the game. Driving with his left, Schwalbach over a defender. Nice touch. And Schwalbach's up to 28 on the game. 2nd only to Bryce Ott's 30. 2-point lead for Kaukauna. Good offensive possession, as pulling up from the baseline is Jackson Anderson. No good. Carl in transition. He's got Bowers with him. Josh Carl stuffed out of bounds by Brady Anderson. Good defense from the sophomore. Timeout called for by Coach Brad Weber. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We will take a quick break on Zaleski Sports. Kaukauna up by 2 late in the second half.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Welcome back on Zaleski Sports at Kaukauna High School. The Galloping Ghosts with a 2-point lead, 68-66, over a resurgent Oshkosh North team in the second half. North with the 4-point lead at half, but Kaukauna opened it up in the second. They were up by as much as 12. Then Andrew Jensen fouls out with 7 minutes to go in the second, and it's been close ever since. North has yet to pull ahead, but the Bryce Ott dunk, his first of the night, tied things at 66. Kaukauna with a 2-point lead after Tyler Schwalbach's floater. Rohrig, the inbounder, underneath. Both coaches with 1 timeout remaining, if I've done my tracking correct. Coach Bowers has a 30-second timeout, and Coach Weber with a full. Rohrig into the lane, looking to kick. At risk of a 3-second violation, he finds Hill. Carl to Rohrig, and you got to wonder what was said in the Kaukauna huddle. How do they want to approach the offensive end late in this one? Finds Rohrig in the corner. That was Carl with the pass. Ball screen from Hill. See if they look inside to Mike Hill. He gets a dribble in there, working around Ott. He kicks. Bowers open, but closed out upon. Schwalbach. Schwalbach will reset things up top for Kaukauna as his coach gets situated. Lister takes the charge, no call. That would have been Lister's fourth, or an offensive foul. Ott in transition, layup no good. Weber with an offensive rebound, kicks it. Anderson, Jackson Anderson drives, looking to tie things up for the Spartans. Tough shot making inside, and Anderson, all of his points scored in the second half. He's got 9. Roerig up top, and we're tied at 68. The freshman Bowers for 3! Drew Bowers, 6th three-pointer of the night, gives Kaukauna a 3-point lead. He's got 18. Pardon me, he's got 20 with 2 free throws. Anderson drives on Carl. Jackson Anderson, and 1 with a chance to tie it at the line. Anderson's got 11. He can make it 12 and tie things up for his team. That's going to be Josh Carl's second personal foul, and the 10th foul on Kaukauna. So double bonus the rest of the way for the Spartans. Just 1 shot for Anderson. Strong, but he gets a friendly roll to tie things at 71. We've got a whistle. I believe they call it a lane violation. Doesn't matter, as he made the free throw anyways. 71-71. Anderson, the 64% free throw shooter, completes the 3-point play. He's got 12 points, all in the second half. 71-71. Again, confusion here at Kaukauna High School on the inbound. Bowers will take it out against the press for Oshkosh North. Schwalbach trapped in the corner. He finds Roerig. Roerig has Hill up ahead, but instead the senior guard will slow things down. Crossover on Lister. Hill with the ball screen. Roerig up top. Last possession, it was Bowers with the 3-pointer to pull Kaukauna ahead. Jackson Anderson with the 3-point play to tie us at 71. Schwalbach again nearly trapped. Josh Carl guarded by Brady Anderson. Starting lineup in there for the Spartans. Roerig outside, left open for 3. Jonah Roerig off the mark. Hill with the offensive rebound, and 1. Mike Hill. And that is the loudest this place has gotten all night. The senior, Mike Hill, averaging 2 points and 2 rebounds per game on the season, with no bigger 2 points in his basketball career than right there to pull Kaukauna ahead by 2. We've got a timeout here on the floor. Believe it was called by Coach Bowers. That'll be his final timeout. We'll keep it here through the break, as we have yet to hear who the timeout's from. But one coach just used their final stoppage. And they say it was on Coach Weber called it. 30-second timeout, so it was Mike Hill to the line here, looking to complete the 3-point play. Bryce Ott with the foul. Slipped under my view. So Ott fouls out. Ott and Jensen both out of this game in what has been a wild one at Kaukauna High School. Ott leaves with 30 points. Hill on the season misses that free throw. That was just his 8th attempt of the year. Kaukauna up 2. Jackson Anderson drives, finds Weber. Owen gives to Jackson. Anderson again driving to the hoop, can't finish. Offensive rebound for Larson Peschel, and a jump ball is called. Another great play from Mike Hill, getting the tie up there. Possession arrow favors Kaukauna. That's our first jump ball of the game, I believe. Kaukauna won the tip. And then nice pass into Schwalbach. Schwalbach's got a 2-on-1 with Hill. He finds Mike. Mike converts. And this gym is going crazy for number 33. Anderson the other way, too strong. Weber with the putback. And now Coach Brad Weber is going to use his final timeout. And both teams had 1 on the scoreboard, so I have no idea what our last stoppage was. Full timeout, final timeout used by Coach Brad Weber. We can take a quick commercial break. Pardon me. We'll keep it here for the the remainder of this one, as we've only got one timeout left on the board for Coach Bowers. So yeah, I have no idea what that previous stoppage was. Owen Weber's putback gives us a 75-73 game. Kaukauna up 2. As Coach Weber gets into his huddle with his starting 5, but not his leading scorer. Bryce Ott fouled out on the 3-point play by Mike Hill. Hill was unable to make the free throw. One of the assistant coaches, I believe Coach Van de Wettering, was clarifying with the officials whether the inbounder can move on the baseline for Kaukauna, and they can, as it was a made field goal for Owen Weber. Owen Weber's got 11. Jackson Anderson with 12. Brady Anderson with 11. Those are the leading scorers for Oshkosh North, besides Bryce Ott, who's got 30 and has fouled out. If you're just joining us, folks, 1:11 to go. The last 6 minutes of this one prior to this have been played without Andrew Jensen. He fouled out with 7:09 remaining, and even more shocking, scored just 2 points on the night. Bryce Ott has fouled out as well, the 2 stars of this game. It's going to come down to their teammates in the final minute. 10 team fouls for the Ghosts, 9 for the Spartans. So both teams in the double bonus should they be fouled. Press break up ahead to Rohrig, nearly headed out of bounds, and Rohrig gets called. Rohrig draws the foul. He'll head to the line. Jackson Anderson called on the foul, and Anderson threw his head to the sky. I don't think he was trying to foul there, but they call it nonetheless. Double bonus now for the Galloping Ghosts. Rohrig, so far on the night, 6 made free throws on 7 attempts. A 97% shooter. And Bowers at the scorer's table here. I think he's just trying to get a breather. Double bonus. 2 guaranteed shots. Bowers checking out as Bukuski is back in. Rohrig makes it a 3-point ball game. He can make it a 2-possession ball game with this next free throw. Hill, the only rebounder on the line for Kaukauna. We saw Elijah O'Clair get a rebound in that same situation in the first half. Rohrig knocks them both down, 77-73. We're into the final minute of this one, folks. Lister drives left on Bukuski. Shot no good, but he'll head to the line. Tylen Lister with his first free throw attempts of the night. Bukuski with his first foul. Or second, pardon me. Or pardon me again, his third. I have not done a good job of keeping track of Aiden Bukuski's fouls. Both teams into the double bonus. 2 guaranteed shots here for Lister. Makes the first and cuts the lead to 3. 77-74, and Drew Bowers back into the game. So they're going to have Bowers in on offense, Bukuski in on defense. Lister makes them both, 77-75. Kaukauna on top, and that press is still on for North. Rohrig with the ball near half court, and Bowers will bring it across the timeline. 45 seconds to go. Foul called, and Drew Bowers will head to the line. It's going to be on number 0, Owen Weber, his second. Double bonus, 2 shots here for the freshman. He was 2 for 2 in the first half on a double bonus situation. Makes the first. And the ever important second one here, if he makes it, it'll be a 2-possession game. On the year, Bowers now 11 for 14, make it 12 for 15, an 80% shooter at the line. Does his job on offense, and Bukuski will come in to play defense for the freshman. 22 points for Drew Bowers, 11 in both halves. 3 3-pointers and 2 double bonus free throws in both frames for the freshman. Anderson drives, kicks it to Brady. Brady Anderson for 3. It's a 1-point ball game. Only timeout remaining is for Coach Bowers of Kaukauna. Weber cannot stop the clock. Carl into the half court for Kaukauna, and Josh Carl content to dribble it out. 1 point lead for the Galloping Ghosts. Schwalbach finds Bukuski inside, they foul. Bukuski maybe had a 2-on-1 look with Hill if he looked down to the low post, but I think he was looking to burn more clock. It's going to be on Owen Weber, his third. Double bonus here for Aiden Bukuski. He is 3 for 9 at the free throw line this year. So that's exactly the free throw shooter that Coach Weber wants at the line for the Ghosts. But Bukuski makes the first. It's a 2-point lead for Kaukauna. Misses the second. 2-point lead, 80-78. We'll see how North approaches this. Will they hold for the last shot? 12 seconds to go. Jackson Anderson draws a foul. So now it'll be Anderson headed to the line. Double bonus for the senior. Anderson with, that'll be Bukuski's fourth. Jackson Anderson with 12 points, all in the second half. He is coming into tonight, Jackson Anderson, 64% at the line, a little bit lower than I'm sure he would like. Makes the first. And so far tonight, he's 2 for 2. As earlier, he had a 3-point play. Brady Anderson with the big three to pull the Spartans within 1. Jackson can tie it. And we're knotted at 80. 10 seconds to go. Kaukauna is going to have the last shot if they elect to take it. And certainly that looks like the way it'll play out. Schwalbach with the ball. Drives right, guarded by Jackson Anderson. Shot is up. No good. We're headed to overtime in a thriller at Kaukauna High School. 4 more minutes on the clock in this FVA Classic. The teams will regroup. Brief timeout break. Kaukauna was down 4 at the half, got out to a 9-point lead off a 13-0 run. And then the Spartans were able to tie it up late in the second half a couple of times. I don't believe they ever pulled ahead, as Andrew Jensen fouled out, and then later Bryce Ott fouled out. It's going to be 4 minutes on the clock. Double bonus for both teams carries over from the second half, as both teams are well over 10 fouls. 4 fouls for Bukuski. You got 3 for Schwalbach. Pardon me, I'm looking at the wrong side of the scoreboard. 3 fouls for Owen Weber, 4 for Jackson Anderson, 3 for Lister, 3 for Brady Anderson, and 2 for Larson Peschel. And for the Ghosts, you've got 2 for Bowers, 2 for Carl, and 2 for Schwalbach on the floor. Bukuski on the bench with 4. No fouls for Rohrig or Hill. So something to watch if there is some intentional fouling towards the end of the overtime period. North is going to make sure it's not Jackson Anderson, as he's 1 away from fouling out. Just quick checking to see if we have any other finals from the FVA tonight. Neenah on the road at Appleton North. The Lightning with a 44-26 win in a very defensive game. So the Lightning moved to 8-1. They're in second place. Neenah falls to 6-3. And that's the only FVA final I'm seeing right now, as we're headed to overtime here. Kaukauna in first place alone at the top of the conference. They've had a couple of dramatic wins over both Appleton North and Neenah, but I think this one might take the cake. On the tip, it's going to be Larson Peschel against Schwalbach as we get set for the extra frame. We've got a stoppage in play here as we're getting settled here, getting ready for the tip. Schwalbach against Larson Peschel, and we'll get going in the second frame. 4 minutes to go in this one. Schwalbach wins it, and Rohrig will man the offense for Kaukauna. Guarded by Lister, man defense for the Spartans. Tied at 80. Hill will set the ball screen. Rohrig will head to the other side. See how quick both of these teams are to take a shot in overtime. You're able to burn a lot of clock if you want to. Rohrig into the lane, finds Hill, but we're going to have a foul before the pass. Jonah Rohrig to the line so far tonight. He is 8 for 9. Each year, more than 6,000 high school students get a head start on their college education thanks to dual credit classes made possible by Fox Valley Technical College. These are college-level classes that high school students take for free, saving on average more than $600 per student. Learn more at fvtc.edu/gettechnical. That's fvtc.edu/gettechnical. Rohrig makes the first. Second one no good, as he's now 9 for 11 on the night. 81-80, Kaukauna up 1. Jackson Anderson, guarded by Bowers, works his way around and back around to the other side. Fadeaway jumper for the senior is good, and North is up 1 for the first time since early in the second half. The Spartans have the lead. Anderson's got 16 to lead all Spartans who have not fouled out yet. Turnover for Kaukauna. Brady Anderson jumping the pass. Anderson looking to put them up 2 possessions. Brady shot no good. 2 players hit the deck. It's Weber and Bowers. But back the other way we go for Kaukauna. Weber looks to be shaken up. A little bit of a limp in his gait. Rohrig goes baseline. Finds Schwalbach open for 3. Tyler Schwalbach with his first points of the overtime period. Puts his squad up 2, 84-82. Kaukauna on top. Brady Anderson looking to work it inside. And what better way to celebrate as Jackson Anderson ties things up 84 all. What better way to celebrate the career of Coach Shallow here tonight than with an overtime game, 84-84, as the former Kaukauna head coach looks on. Bowers in the corner finds Hill in the short corner, and they'll kick it back out to reset. Halfway done here in overtime. Less than 2 minutes to go. It's going to be the 1-3-1 zone here for North that Kaukauna is going to have to work around. Owen Weber at the top. Larson Peschel in the middle. I believe Brady Anderson's at the bottom. Rohrig finds Carl open for 3. Josh Carl with his third three-pointer of the game. He's got 9 points. 87-84, Kaukauna on top. Anderson looking to tie. Jackson's shot no good. Offensive rebound stripped away. Foul is called. We'll wait to see who it was on. Owen Weber had the offensive rebound, and it was ripped away by Bowers. And is the foul going to be on Bowers? And another thing to note here, both coaches given an extra timeout as we're into the extra frame here. It's going to be on Tylen Lister, number 3. He fouls out of this one. Well, actually, both number 3s had 4 fouls. Let me double check. Bukowski is the one who fouled out, as Lister's name is still on the scoreboard. Lister on the bench, so they correct the board. It's on Larson Peschel. So scratch all that. Bukowski and Lister, both with 4 apiece still. Larson Peschel with his 3rd. And that'll send a Kaukauna Galloping Ghost to the line. I believe it's Drew Bowers who will shoot 2. Right now the timeout being used. Coach Weber's one allotted timeout for the overtime period. So Coach Bowers has 2 timeouts if he wants to use them. 87-84, Drew Bowers, the freshman. He's 4 for 4 at the line tonight. Shooting 80% at the line in his young varsity career. double bonus, 2 guaranteed shots, as Mike Hill will be the only ghost rebounding yet again, as the other 3 ghosts are back. Bowers knocks down the first. Gets his high five from Hill, and Carl runs in for the second one. 88-84, it's a 2-possession game. 1:22 to go. As soon as this free throw is on the rim, he makes it. And now the clock runs. 5-point lead for the Ghosts. Drew Bowers, 6 for 6 at the line. And we're going to have a foul, a blocking foul called on Kaukauna. Bowers with 24 points. And that foul is going to be on Schwalbach, his 3rd. And it'll send Jackson Anderson to the line. Anderson with an outstanding second half and overtime. He's got 18 points after having 0 points at the halftime break. That's his first missed free throw of the night. He's 3 for 4. Lister subs out for Jay Weber. Lister's got 4 fouls, so they don't want him on defense. They're going to bring him back when the Spartans get possession. Anderson gets a friendly roll, and they're going to do the same for Jackson Anderson. So Dalton Clark is going to come in to play defense, along with Jay Weber, Tylen Lister, and Jackson Anderson, both with 4 fouls on the bench on defense. 89-85. After Anderson split the pair of free throws, he's got 19. They try to push it up ahead. It was stolen, but then not. Jay Weber had the steal, and it got loose, and eventually Mike Hill with the basket on the other end. Hill's got 6. Brady Anderson with his team down 6, under a minute to go, and another foul, this time on Rohrig. Rohrig not happy with himself for committing the foul, and I'm sure Coach Bowers doesn't want the foul called, but 2 free throw attempts for North is better than a 3-pointer made if you're Kaukauna, especially up 6. Rohrig's first foul, and Brady Anderson makes the first free throw. Brady on the year, a 92% shooter. So not the guy you want at the line if you're Coach Bowers, but as he makes both. 91-87 our score. Rohrig pushes across half court. Under 45 to go. Kaukauna up 4, and they're looking to foul. Rohrig will head to the line. North thought they had him trapped, and a foul called. Rohrig back to the line, where he is 9 for 11 tonight. Nine for 11 at the line. Came into the game over 96%. Nearly 97. Makes the first to make it a 5-point lead yet again. Kaukauna's been good at the free throw line tonight, and that's going to be the difference in a close game like this. Lister and Jackson Anderson back in as Oshkosh North prepares to go on offense. We're back to a 6-point game. Does North push for a 3-pointer here, or they give it to Weber? Top of the key 3 off to the left. It's going to be off of Mike Hill and out of bounds. It stays with the Spartans. Coming up at the conclusion of overtime, or whenever this game concludes, should it be after one overtime or multiple, we'll have the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. We'll get an interview with the winning head coach and a player of their choosing. We'll be put in the Zaleski Sports Highlight House. Under 30 seconds to go. North down 6. Jackson Anderson drives left. Finds Larson Peschel open for 2. It's a 4-point game. No timeouts left for Coach Weber, and they're going to have to immediately foul to get Drew Bowers back to the line. Larson Peschel's first points of the game. Pulls his team within 4. Drew Bowers can make it 5 or 6 here at the line. The young freshman 6 for 6 here tonight. 24 points, as he's also made 6 3-pointers. And I joked about it in the pregame. All 66 of his field goal attempts on the year 3-pointers, and that has not changed tonight. Misses his first free throw. on the evening. And now Kaukauna with no rebounders down low. Even Mike Hill is back on defense as they're up 4, 19.9 seconds remaining. Bowers splits a pair. 94-89. Oshkosh North needs a quick score. Jackson Anderson for 3, short. And ball deflected. Brady Anderson, what a putback. It's a 3-point game, 10 seconds to go. Coach Weber can't stop the clock. Steal. Lister's got it. They need a 3-pointer. He takes the 2. It's a 1-point game. And timeout called by a Kaukauna player. No. Timeout not granted. 94-93. Kaukauna holds on for the OT win without Andrew Jensen for the final 11 minutes. We'll have an interview with Coach Bowers coming up, as well as a player of his choosing on the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Stay tuned on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Just waiting for we're good to go. 94-93 overtime. We'll talk to you first, Coach, if that's okay. Talk to you first, yeah. So obviously not the game, not the way anybody thought this game was going to go. I guess the first question is the biggest question. You play your final 11 minutes without Andrew Jensen. I can't imagine there's a lot of practice without Andrew on the floor. What was it like in the huddle talking in those timeout breaks?
Hey, just, keeping our wits about us, right? Like, Andrew's a great player. He was really good with the guys in the huddle saying, hey, let's go do this. We can do this. And for Mike Hill to step up for us and come in and do what he did on the floor was tremendous. And we couldn't be more proud of Mike to do that. And that's what's great about a basketball team. It's truly a team. And so with Mike Hill being ready to go and doing what he did when Andrew got, foul trouble and then he got, a fifth foul, to have Mike come in and do what he did was special.
You guys go to the extra frame, able to hold them off at the line. Outstanding free throw shooting from both Roerig and Drew as well. Obviously something you guys emphasize, but that was truly the difference here tonight.
Yeah, you got to be able to close games out at the line. And if you can do that, good things are going to happen. So got a little tight there. We missed a couple down the stretch, but at the end of the day, they got it done, and I'm really, really proud of this group. I'm really happy for them.
And then my final question for you, it's Coach Shallow's celebration night. You were on his staff for many, many years. Just what does Coach Shallow mean to you?
It's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I was in 7th grade when he came to the district. He put a chip on my shoulder and a passion in my heart for the game, and without him, I wouldn't be, coaching and teaching. So I'm very grateful for those things.
Thank you very much, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Appreciate it.
Kaukauna now at 11-0. We'll welcome in Tyler Schwalbach, the leading scorer for the Ghosts, 31 points on the night. Tyler, a wild game. Nobody could have expected the way this one went back and forth, but you were a constant throughout. Just you and Jonah leading the offense. What was it like when Andrew went out of the game for you?
I mean, it's rough for our team because Andrew's a big part of our team, big part of our offense and defense, but I mean, we found a way to get around it and get the job done.
The test that North possesses, that 1-3-1 defense, I imagine you guys worked on it a lot this week, and just how you were going to attack Ott. What's it like in practice trying to prepare for a team like North?
A lot of different defensive practices. We practice for the 1-3-1, their man defense, just everything they do on defense we practice.
And then obviously Drew Bowers, your teammate, outstanding. You, the two young guys, really stepping up tonight, the leading scorers. And then as Coach Bowers said, Mike Hill coming in there late for you guys. Really a team win. What is it like being a part of this group this season? You guys are 11-0. It's got to be a fun time.
It is. I love this team. We all get along so well on, off the court. They have the best chemistry. I just love the team.
All right, final thing, we'll put you in the highlight house. I'll give you the mic and I'll count you down, and you'll just say, I'm Tyler Schwalbach and I'm in the house. You look at the camera up there with Logan. I'll step out of the way. I'll count you down. Make sure you got the mic close enough.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
I'm Tyler Schwalbach and I'm in the house.
Thank you, Tyler. Kaukauna gets the win, 94-93 here at Kaukauna High School in overtime. For Logan Vanda High, I'm Gunnar Sippert. Thank you so much for joining us for this classic game. Have a good night.